I never had a father. Well, of course, biologically I had a father, but I never knew him. I was born during World War II, and my father, who was aircrew in Lancaster bombers, was killed just a couple of weeks after I was born. And my mother never remarried, so she brought up my elder sister and myself. And I don't want you analysing me and thinking, oh, I knew there was something wrong with that guy. And I don't want you pitying me either, because I had a great, very secure and happy childhood. I never missed my father. If you've never had something, you never miss it. And I had no problems with being a fatherless child, except in one particular situation. You know what it's like when you're at school and you're facing up your long-standing enemy and getting ready for a fight in the schoolyard? You'd stand opposite one another and make prolonged threats. The guy on this side would say, "Oh yeah," and you'd respond with, "Oh yeah." And the guy this side would say, "Come on then," and you would say, "Come on then." And you'd last that out as long as you could before any blows were struck. And the ultimate threat, having said, "I'll black your eye," or "I'll make you have a bloody nose," the ultimate threat was, "My dad can beat your dad." And I couldn't say that. I could have said, "My mum will beat your dad." And if you knew my mother, you'd believe that was true. But it doesn't carry the same kind of macho image somehow. I never could say, "My dad could beat your dad." Then when I was 17, I got born again. I heard the gospel in the open air in my part of town, and I got saved. And when I got saved, God sent His Spirit into my heart. And Paul tells us in the book of Galatians that God sent the Spirit of His Son into our hearts, the Spirit who cries, "Abba, Father." The Spirit who comes to tell us that God is our Father. The Spirit who comes and confirms that we are children of God. And then in Romans chapter 8, he tells us that we've received this Spirit of sonship by which we cry, "Abba, Father." So the Spirit comes and witnesses to us, preaches to us, confirms to us, persuades us that God is our Father. And having been persuaded, then we make that confession of faith. We declare the security of the fact that God is our Father. And that was a wonderful experience for me. That was a life-changing encounter with the Spirit of God. And you know, now, today, after all these years, I can say, bring on that bullying devil, that accuser of the brethren. Bring on that beast, bring on that serpent, bring on that roaring lion, bring on those demon powers, bring on that temptation, bring on that threat, bring on the fear of death, bring on the grave itself. And I can say, my dad can beat you, because my God is my Father, and He's King of Kings and Lord of Lords. He's the ruler of the universe. All things are under His feet. There is nothing that He cannot overcome, and has overcome through the cross and the blood of the Lord Jesus Christ. I am more than a conqueror. I'm an overcomer. He completely and always leads me in triumphal procession, because my Father can and has beaten everything. And if he's your Father too, so can you.